not look out the street. Boosie really thought he wasn't going to jail for that pistol. I knew he was going. I just was waiting.
Boosie Badazz just got hit with 10 years, and Charleston White is laughing like it's a comedy special.
Boosie killed a lot of black people, and he never came back and apologized and tried to right his wrongs. You know, they call it redemption. Yeah, every man has a right to the path to redemption.
No sympathy, no respect, just raw clowning, throwing salt on Boosie's name while the man faces the fight of his life.
The things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, and, you know, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for them. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else.
That's the kind of drama that shakes up the culture, because when a rapper like Boosie goes down, it ain't just about prison. It's about legacy. It's about whether the streets still ride with you when the system knocks you down, or whether the vultures circle, laughing while you bleed. In Charleston, he's circling loud.
On the jail! Oh, God! Oh, God is good. I keep telling y'all, street ain't got no God. God do not look out the street. Boosie really thought he wasn't going to jail for that pistol. I knew he was going. He going to jail. All that newborn baby. Boosie won't get to see that newborn baby till that baby be walking and talking. Boosie going to jail. You done got two, you done let these niggas play you two motherfuckers. This internet dumb and bitch. Say what Lil Tootie gonna do now? What Lil Tootie say? Listen, Vlad TV. Vlad post everybody going to jail but Boosie. Somebody tag Vlad TV.
In jail, waiting for the FBI to send me the right collar number, because I'm finna make a report on your motherfucking people. And you make the man call your name specifically. The promoter specifically said your motherfucking Lil Boosie. He implemented you and implicated you. Finna go to jail, back to jail. You gonna be on your knees, but them knees gonna be.
Now, to understand why this moment is so heavy, you gotta know who we're talking about. Boosie ain't just another rapper. He's been one of the rawest, most outspoken voices in hip-hop for years. From Baton Rouge to the whole South, he built his name as the man who survived it all. Prison, court cases, industry drama, even cancer. Fans see him as unbreakable, the dude who always stood on 10 toes. But now, facing 10 years, people are asking if even Boosie can carry that weight.
Charleston White was celebrating you taking the plea deal. I think he even said he hopes you die in jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard.
The biggest thing right now was that you actually accepted a plea deal for your federal gun case.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been fighting this thing from the very, very beginning?
I've been fighting for probably 3 years now. Probably.
3 years. Let's pick it up.
Now it was a state case. The feds came, picked it up. They had a ruling in the Supreme Court that went in my favor, and the case got dropped by the judge. The case got dropped. Proud with it from the dump, actually, but I feel like this the right move for me. You know, I trust in God.
And Charleston White, he's the internet's wildest agitator. The man built a whole career on trolling rappers, calling out gang culture, exposing the contradictions in the game. Some say he's a truth teller. Others call him a rat, a hater, a man who profits off tearing down the same culture he critiques. But love him or hate him, when Charleston speaks, people listen because he speaks reckless.
Street kid. I'm not a criminal. I'm a kid who was raised to tell the truth. When my mama come in and say, son, what happened? Mama, I didn't do that. I got to pay for a lawyer. I got 2 lawyers, Carl Mallory and Louis Stearns. Louis Stearns became Judge Stearns, Judge Louis Stearns. But nigga, I had 2 paid for a lawyer. My mama is a well-to-do mama. I'm just playing, I ain't playing. I'm an adolescent going through an adolescent stage of rebellion. Ain't no street. Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell on you. I've been telling since I was a little bitty boy.
And when the news broke about Boosie, Charleston went straight for the jugular. He laughed, he mocked. He said Boosie's finally getting what's coming to him. That's the setup. Boosie staring down 10 years, Charleston clowning him for it, the culture, watching the clash play out in real time. Now let's rewind and break down how we got here. Boosie has always been a magnet for trouble. From the early 2000s, He's been in and out of courtrooms, facing everything from gun charges to drug charges. Back in 2009, he was sentenced to 4 years for drugs and weapons. Then came the big one, first-degree murder charges in 2010. The trial that had everybody watching. The system threw everything at him, and he beat the case.
I ain't really got no opinion on him because, my opinion can send me to prison. So I ain't really, I ain't really got no opinion on him. Once you go to threaten people's kids, talking about you gotta lie. So I ain't the one gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, certain people you can't really express opinions on, and he one of those. You can't express how you feel because you might end up in prison. I ain't getting tricked off the street.
Came home with his legend bigger than ever. To fans, he wasn't just Boosie anymore. He was Boosie Badazz, the man who beat death row in court. That's why this new sentence hit so hard. 10 years. Not speculation. The kind of time that can break a man, especially one who's already been through the fire. And instead of sympathy, instead of silence, Charleston White is clowning him, saying Boosie ain't no real gangster if he can't handle the time. Saying Boosie's whole tough guy image crumbles when the system slams the door. The internet is eating this alive. Memes everywhere. Boosie crying. Charleston laughing. Threads asking, is Boosie really as solid as he claims? TikTok splicing Charleston's rants over Boosie's old interviews, making it look like he predicted this moment. Fans split in the comments. Some defending Boosie, saying Charleston's just a hater who never had to live the life Boosie lived. Others agreeing with Charleston, saying Boosie brought this on himself by moving reckless, by always wanting to prove he's still in the streets. And this is where it gets dangerous.
He brought you up because you were attacking Kanye because of the...
Nah, it's Kanye West. It just happened. Nigga been coming at me. He been coming at me. It's just, I can't respond to those people, bro. Like, that's a danger to what I got going on. Can't take no risk of losing this behind.
Because Charleston ain't just mocking. He's trying to rewrite the narrative. He wants people to see Boosie not as a survivor, but as a hypocrite. Not as a legend, but as another rapper who couldn't escape the cycle. Charleston thrives off that. Every time he says, look at Boosie, he thought he was untouchable. Now he's crying for mercy. He's planting seeds. And those seeds grow fast on the internet. But let's not act like Charleston's attack comes from nowhere, like he just woke up one day and decided to pick on Boosie. Nah, there's history here. Charleston has been gunning for rappers like Boosie for years, and he's been loud about it. He's built an entire platform, an entire career off of calling rappers out, not just for their music, but for what he says is their hypocrisy. To Charleston, rappers are the ones poisoning the culture. They glorify crime in their lyrics, they mislead the youth into thinking that street life is glamorous, and they create this illusion of being real gangsters when, in Charleston's eyes, they're really just entertainers. Charleston said it again and again. These rappers ain't role models. They're part of the problem. They make money off the same chaos they claim they survived. They tell kids to live a life they don't even live themselves. And for the longest time, Boosie has been one of the loudest voices pushing back on Charleston. Boosie has said over and over that Charleston's just a hater, a man who ain't never been what rappers been through, a man who don't understand the reality of the streets. Boosie painted Charleston as the enemy of the culture, a troll making money off disrespect. So when the news hit that Boosie might be facing 10 years, to Charleston, that was the jackpot. That was proof that all those years he'd been screaming, rappers ain't real, rappers ain't what they pretend to be. He could now point and say, see, look at Boosie. Y'all thought he was solid, and now he's folded. Y'all thought he was untouchable, and now he's crying. This ain't a role model. This ain't strength. This is weakness. To Charleston, it's validation. It's not just clowning for fun. It's him stamping his message with a big red seal saying, I told you so. And that's why his attacks cut so deep. Now, what about Boosie himself? Word on the streets is that the man is breaking down. And let's be honest, you can't even blame him. 10 years is a heavy number. 10 years is not just another bid, not just a couple months in county, it's a whole decade. A decade of missed birthdays, missed holidays, missed shows, missed life. And Boosie's not 20 years old anymore. He's a father. He's got kids who depend on him. He's got a career that's already weathered storm after storm. He's got businesses to run, a fan base to keep alive, and a legacy that's always been bigger than music. Another 10 years inside could end it all. His music would stall, his momentum would crash, his businesses would crumble without him steering the wheel, and his family would have to live through another stretch of pain and absence. That's the kind of weight that can break anybody. No matter how hard your image is, no matter how strong your voice sounds in an interview, 10 years is 10 years. And that fear, that uncertainty, it shows. And this is where Charleston's clowning gets cruel, because he's not just mocking Boosie's crimes. He's not even mocking the system that's coming after him. He's mocking Boosie's humanity. He's looking at a man facing the hardest fight of his life, feeling the real fear of losing everything he's built. And Charleston is pointing, laughing, and saying, look, y'all hero ain't no hero. He's just another man crying when it's time to pay the price. That's the cut right there. Because the culture has always lifted Boosie up as more than just a rapper. He's a survivor. He's a fighter. He's the one who came out of prison stronger. The one who never bowed down. The one who always stood on business. To see him mocked at his weakest moment feels like betrayal to some fans. Like Charleston is spitting on everything Boosie represents. And the fans are torn straight down the middle. On one side, you've got the loyal ones, the people who say, that's low. Even if you don't like Boosie, even if you don't agree with his choices, you don't kick a man while he's down. You don't laugh at another black man when he's facing the system, because we've all seen what that system does to us. To them, Charleston's just being heartless, just feeding the same system he claims to critique. But on the other side, you've got people saying, nah, this is exactly what Charleston does. He keeps it raw. He says the things everybody else is scared to say. He's not laughing at Boosie because of the system. He's laughing at the hypocrisy. Y'all been praising these rappers as untouchable, as kings, as examples for the youth. And now when they fall, y'all don't want to face the truth. Charleston just forces us to look at it. That split right there is what keeps the story alive. Because it's not just Boosie versus Charleston anymore. It's fans versus fans. It's culture versus culture. It's perception versus reality. It's the people who want to defend the legend versus the people who want to tear the mask off and say the legend was just a man all along. But here's the bigger picture. Boosie's whole brand has been built on resilience, on being the man who doesn't fold, the man who speaks his mind no matter what, the man who lives by the code. If people start believing Charleston's version of the story, that Boosie is breaking down, that he can't handle the pressure, that he's just another rapper pretending, then Boosie's brand cracks. And once that crack shows, it never goes away. That's why this moment is so dangerous, because in the culture, perception is reality. It don't matter what the court says, it don't matter what the paperwork says. What matters is how the people see you. And right now, the people are seeing Boosie through Charleston's lens, as a man being clowned while he faces 10 years. Let's zoom out for a second. Charleston White's whole playbook is this: take a public figure, wait until they're vulnerable, and then strike with the loudest, rawest insults possible. He did it with King Von after Von's death. He did it with T.I. and his son. He's done it with countless rappers. It's not about truth, it's about control of the narrative. He knows the internet feeds on shock. He knows fans will click if he says the wildest thing. And this Boosie situation is the perfect storm. A beloved rapper, a heavy sentence, and an audience hungry for drama. But let's be real. Behind the memes, behind the mockery, this is a tragic moment. Boosie is a father, an artist, a man. 10 years is a long time. No matter what mistakes he made, no matter what choices led him here, his life is about to change forever. And watching another man laugh at that pain, that says more about Charleston than it does about Boosie. Still, the internet doesn't care about morals. It cares about spectacle. And Charleston knows how to deliver that better than anyone. That's why this video is going viral. Because it's not just news, it's entertainment. It's pain turned into content. It's legacy turned into a joke. The real question is, how will Boosie respond? Will he clap back at Charleston? Will he try to set the record straight, show strength, prove he's still solid? Or will he stay quiet, focus on his case, and let the streets decide how they remember him? Every move matters now because every move will be amplified, dissected, memed, and turned into content. And that's the sad truth of the culture today. It ain't enough to fight your case in court. You also got to fight it online. Because in 2023, public perception is its own courtroom and the jury is the internet. Right now, Charleston White is the prosecutor and he's loud, real loud. So where does this story go from here? That depends on what happens in the courtroom and in the comment sections. If Boosie gets real time, Charleston will double down, saying he was right all along. If Boosie finds a way to beat the case, he might come back stronger, using Charleston's words as fuel. But either way, this moment will stick. Because once you've been clowned like this, once the internet's laughed at your downfall, you never fully shake it. That's why this story is so heavy. It ain't just about 10 years. It's about reputation. It's about whether Boosie's legacy survives the attack, and it's about whether Charleston White's brand of mockery becomes the dominant story. So what do y'all think? Did Charleston cross the line by clowning Boosie while he faces a decade behind bars? Or is he just keeping it real, saying what others are afraid to say? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell because this story ain't done. And trust me, the culture never sleeps and the drama never dies.